Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome to DOdaily. Thursday thoughts, back after a short break. Of course, I wasn't on last week. I was on, but I wasn't live. And it's live today, answering your questions, looking to pass on some information about what's on my mind and what I'm up to. Of course, just trying to share relatable and realistic information, hopefully to help you along the way. Of course, this is what I do most Thursdays, almost every Thursday. I wasn't here last week. I was away at the theatre, had a really, really nice night with Kay. Really enjoyed that. So I did a pre-recorded vlog, just like the everyday vlogs you get at other times. So really been looking forward to getting back on, getting stuck into the questions and just getting out my comfort zone again. This is what I do. This is what I enjoy. Just got a quick comment coming in. Hi, Daniel. He says, hey, Des. Thanks for tuning in. Of course, anybody else tuning in, if you've got anything to add throughout, please pop in your comments. I'd love to read those out. I'd love to read out any questions you've got, anything you've got to add to anything that I say throughout. It's just, like I say, just simplistic stuff that we all might just make use of. Got some good questions to go at today. But before I get into those, like I always do, just let you know how things are going. Having a pretty good week. Really, really sort of content. I spoke about this last Thursday, actually, being content with the things we've got and looking forward to things even when we're busy, and just realising that that's what ultimately makes us happy, having things to work off and work to. So this week it's been much of the same. Really, really busy. Lots of things to get stuck into. Lots of things to look forward to again at the weekend. So that sort of wave of enthusiasm is just riding along nicely. I will say when it's not great, but at the moment things are absolutely fantastic. As ever, things are sent to testers, but that's just a case of dealing with them, isn't it? And moving forward. Before I do move on, if you've got anything to add, as well as commenting live, like Daniel there, please get in touch through any of the social media. At any point, I'll pick that up. I love to share things. I always respond. Got some nice messages again this week after some of the videos, and that's really, really sort of good for me. You know, it's still a work in progress. Nearly 2 years in now. Just chatting with Kay before I come on. 2 years of doing this is a bit balmy, really. Every single weekday, and I wouldn't miss it for the world. So I love your input. Love it when people contact me, you know, and love it when people sort of enjoy what I'm doing here. And it's just a case of trying to help as many people as I can. But if I can help one person, that's absolutely fantastic. So before I get into the questions, please give the episode a thumbs up, even if you don't like it. No, seriously, please give it a thumbs up. It helps it share around YouTube and spread the word about the channel. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. That'd be amazing. Getting up towards 300. Again, I've got targets for this year in terms of this side of what I do. Much of what I do and what I try to pass across relates into activity and how we can use it. But I've got targets with other things as well. And building these subscribers up and getting a little bit better at what I'm doing is always going to be a target. This is partly what the channel is about, and doing a YouTube channel. So looking to increase that. So if you can support, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Without any further ado, I'll get stuck into these questions. Like I say, if you've got anything to add, please do comment. Or if you've got a different opinion, or you think I'm right, wrong, just let me know and I'll look to read as many as I can out. First question is from Jenny. Great start with your new 10-10-10 challenge. Was the rowing easier or more difficult than you expected? For those that don't know, on Monday, I set myself a bit of a challenge from the previous Monday when I'd seen some people out rowing by the river, enjoying the sun, enjoying the weather. I was out walking. I always get a walking on a Monday, but previously I've always got a run in, and I like to work off this never miss a Monday mantra. But I'd seen these people rowing, so I decided to do this really, really, really tough challenge, which was a 10k run, a 10k row, and a 10k walk. Kind of a triathlon, but nothing like it because it's completely different activities. But it was still a challenge. Having not done so much, I wanted to kickstart myself, get myself really into my training and looking forward to the London Marathon later in the year, getting fitter, losing some weight. And this felt like a great way of doing it. Really enjoyed taking part in it, despite the fact it was really, really difficult. I actually had a weekend of overindulgence away at the seaside, so it made it a little bit harder still, but it was a great challenge nonetheless. And once I'd done it, I felt absolutely fantastic. It was great. It was tough, like I say, but all the endorphins were flowing on Monday evening, and it gave me just a sort of motivation to keep going. Do it again next Monday. It wasn't a one-off. It's something I'm going to look to do. It also helps me work on a bit of core work for my running, which can only help. Never done it enough of that. And again, I always talk about trying to be that little bit better and find ways of improving all the time. I can be sort of honest enough to say that I've just gone out there and pounded the pavements. And as somebody who's looking into the technical side of it more and more, without being too technical, of course, as somebody who's looking into it, and how we can make small changes to make it better. Just that little bit of work in the gym on the rowing machine might just help. And of course, it's upper body as well, which when you're a runner, you don't tend to do too much on. So that was the reasons behind it. The question there, was the rowing easier or more difficult than you expected? It was horrendous. Doing 10k on the rowing machine, I think even when I used to do a little bit of rowing on the rowing machine, and it was a very, very little bit, I've done 5k, 5,000 meters, and that was tough. I was on the rowing machine for 54 minutes, and it felt like sheer hell. I don't think my body's quite recovered. My upper body I was talking about has quite recovered from it since. But that's what exercise and activity is, isn't it? Especially the first time you do something. It's never easy, you know. I always reiterate that. Even if you've done it lots of times, it's never easy, because the whole purpose of it is to work yourself, to work up a sweat. But doing that for the first time was incredibly difficult. Like I say, 54 minutes of torture. I took some headphones to sort of distract me a little bit, listen to things, and I took the wrong adapter to plug them in, so it didn't that didn't sort of come off. And I was just really struggling. After 100 meters, it felt I was just watching the meters tick over. But I did it, and that's all that matters. That it wasn't fast, it wasn't pretty, it wasn't, it wasn't slick, but I did it. And it's just a case of working off that and doing it again, getting back there, getting some more efforts in. Like I say, working on my upper body, making myself feel better. What it has actually done this week is helped me lose a bit of weight, getting back, doing different activities. And it whilst the activity is still building, it's really helped me kick into a diet. I'd like to think it's a change. I don't like the word diet, because it's only ever a temporary measure. But it's helped my diet no end. That little bit of spark at the start of the week, feeling like I'd attacked the week, never missed a Monday, got all that Monday motivation in. It's really helped me sort of click in and eat properly, and set about that side of it. And if I lose a little bit of weight, each week as I do this, the running will get easier, the rowing will get easier. Say easier, again, I'll reiterate, it's never easy because it's all relative effort, but it won't feel as grotesque, I guess, from the outset. And that's how it was on Monday. So yeah, really enjoyed the challenge. Looking forward kind of to getting it done again. This weekend I plan to have a much quieter, whilst it is busy in many sense. I plan not to drink for a start. Last weekend was a really good weekend away with friends, and of course that's part of what we do when we socialise. I'm not beating myself up over it, but this weekend's going to be quieter in that sense. So I should be going into it a lot fresher, feeling a lot more on top of things, and perhaps because I want to, I don't have to. Perhaps I'll shave a bit of time off both of those just to sort of show that I'm progressing and I'm losing that weight and I'm doing the things. And that's what all these things kind of amount to, isn't it? It's just about finding a new way. So thanks for the question. Thanks for paying attention. Hopefully it's inspired you to look at something that you might want to do. What I would just say, I said it a lot in the last few weeks, but that challenge just came up. I've already touched on it today as well. Just by seeing somebody out rowing, I just thought, I could do that. I could do something a bit different, rather than keep doing the things I've been doing, which aren't working. I needed to find something that's worked, and I do think it's worked so far. So really enjoying it. Thanks for the question. Question 2. Now that it's almost exactly 6 months until the London Marathon, have you started a training plan yet? This leads nicely on from that last one, doesn't it? And the way I said it had motivated me and inspired me. Whilst again, I'm not in a structured training plan. I don't tend to work too much structure, because I end up beating myself up if I don't get it right in terms of a running plan. What I like to do is get in my runs throughout the week and then get a long run at the weekend. Not really kicked in with that, but like I say, the diet's really helped me massively this week. I'm readjusting things, trying to get into those routines and feel like I'm about to sort of really click in and go. Another Monday doing what I do, another weekend of activity, the park run, the do running group here in Nottingham I host on a Sunday morning. And then the challenge on Monday is another sort of big effort towards that and pushing forward and really starting to think about what I'm doing. Got no plans to sort of abstain fully from drinking and not eat certain things, but at the moment, kind of taking it one day at a time, because that's what we have to do. Sometimes at the beginning of things, we can't just throw ourselves in. Tried that approach. It's not worked. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. This year, it tends to have not worked too well for me. So trying to sort of get those changes in, get those dietary things going, and it seems to be helping. Positive about it, looking forward to it again, as much as I say it with apprehension about the challenge and things like that, really looking forward to getting stuck in. So Kay said here, Monday morning 10k run. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. And Callum says, hello Des, hope you're well. Are you doing the 10k at College Park on July the 17th? I'll come back to that shortly, Callum. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for posting a comment. But just to finish off on this one before I answer that, yeah, really sort of, I feel like I'm really putting the foundations in now. I'll be honest, it took me a little bit of time to get going this year. I wanted to kick in a lot sooner. I had a really good period just before Christmas where I was all at it, after my injury with my arm late last year, where I'd fallen over. But for whatever reason, it's just not quite worked in the new year, with all the best intentions. But now it just feels like that time to give it a real push and start ticking some of these things off. And that possibly starts with events like what Callum mentioned there. Wasn't actually aware of this 10k on July the 17th. I'll have to look that up, find some details. But it sounds like one I'd enjoy. I'm not sure what my availability is that day, but I love College Park. So thanks for the suggestion. Always looking for race ideas and things that can pop in. Looking to train for the marathon. I'm looking to build up my distance. So a few 10Ks, half marathons, as the summer goes on, and then we get some of those real big distance in. What I have got planned through Do Running, and I'll put this out to everybody who's watching, I'll be doing a 20-mile walk on Bank Holiday, May Bank Holiday. Through the Do Running group, we'll be meeting just outside Mansfield and walking some of the Robin Hood Way. Those are regular viewers to DOdaily will know last year on a Friday morning, I woke up every Friday and walked the 112 miles from Nottingham Castle up to the Major Oak. But since then, been doing it in separate stages of 20 miles on the bank holidays with the Do Running guys. and it's really great training. It's really great to get miles in the legs whilst it's not running. There's theories out there that walking's great marathon training as well, because it's time out there, and what it actually does is reduce the risk of injury. For what it possibly don't build up in running fitness, it puts that strength in your legs. It's time on your feet, and like I say, it reduces that risk of injury. So it's a chance just to sort of get out there and get some miles in. Add some running on top of that as well. Again, it's a great way of getting fit. So if anybody's interested in that, please get in touch. Please look up Do Running. All the links again are across the bottom. But thanks for letting me know about the event, Callum. Really looking forward to that. Question coming in here from Dawn. Can you recommend the walks? Can recommend the walks there. Such a great day. I've seen parts of Nottingham I didn't know existed. Dawn's been on the first couple of walks with me. We've done 2 lots of 20 miles, or a little bit more. So I realised the first time I did the Robin Hood way, I didn't always take the right turn. So when I've got everybody around me, we ensure we go the right way. And I think the first one was supposed to be just under 20 miles, and it ended up about 23. I went a bit quiet towards the end, and it hid a little bit, so they didn't have a go at me. But Dawn's been on them. She really enjoys them. So like I say, anybody who's interested in walking and walking that kind of distance, whilst it is a tough day, it's a lot of hours out. We take plenty of stops. It's a steady pace, a fair pace, not too slow, because some of the terrain's not too easy either. But we have to sort of take it at a pace that everybody can manage. We've had a really good group. I think the last time there was 17 people just trawling across the Nottinghamshire countryside. And believe me, having done it all of it once and some of it twice, it's absolutely stunning and well worth it regardless. And Kay's just adding fuel to what Dawn says there, saying they're absolutely brilliant fun. So like I say, anybody tuning in, please look out for those. But the reason I mentioned them after that last question about marathon training is just that, like I said, they're great, especially early on, to get some miles in the legs. Like I say, to start building that leg strength. Longer distances are all about endurance and the strength in your legs, and being able to see it through to the end. And that's just the sort of, it's a perfect way to get going. Question 3 and question 4 are actually a little bit mixed up here, but that's fine. And Kay's just adding to what she said. I'm really not a keen walker, but they are lovely. It's been hard work getting Kay to enjoy walking over the last few years, but those walks, like I say, are really, really enjoyable. This is actually question 3, although it does say question 4. It looks like you had a really brilliant time last week at the weekend. When a run of days like that is over, do you experience a low feeling? This comes from Lee. To be honest, sometimes, for those that don't know, last weekend, and I've already touched on it, was in Blackpool with some friends, mainly football friends, enjoying the Forest match. Of course, I follow them. That's something I really enjoy to do. I love to tie in activity, running friends and football friends. And last week I got the chance to do that. We went to Blackpool for the weekend, had an absolutely brilliant time. It was almost like Nottingham had travelled en masse. There were 4,000 Forest fans there. So with it being at the seaside, lots of people chose to stay the weekend, and it was just brilliant. And I'd already mentioned how the back end of last week, I went to a concert, I went to the theatre. I was feeling quite emotional in a nice way about everything that had been going off. And you come away from that sometimes, and it gets to Monday and the routine of work and looking at what we have to do again. And the fact that being busy could be daunting again, and getting things sorted for whatever comes next. And believe me, there's lots of that with what I do through Do Running. Already this week, I've been planning hotels for the Great North Run. We're having a summer away day at Skegness through the running group for the evening. And these events involve a lot of booking and arrangements and travel, and all that can get a bit sort of worrying, especially when you've experienced the good times, but without getting your mind on it, getting sorted. you wouldn't experience the good times if I didn't do those things. If I wasn't as sort of, if I didn't enjoy those things, it wouldn't be as enjoyable when they come around. So I just try and find the positives. After I've done something, I'll talk a lot about it. I'll enthuse about it. It's what I've done this week. I love to sort of catch up over things whilst reminiscing. Is great. We've also got to look forward, haven't we, into the next one, and make sure that we do these things again, and do them with the same sort of attitude and approach them the same way. So it's just about realizing that whatever we've had, we can have again, if we can just keep that momentum going and enjoying ourselves. And if you approach things in a positive mindset, generally they'll be really, really positive. If you stress and worry going into them, there'll be a bit of a drag. But like I say, it can be difficult. We've all been there, where you do something and then you think, oh God, I've got to get my head stuck back into that, and I've had a real good time. What we'll say is just realize when these things happen, nothing ever lasts forever, and the reason we do enjoy it is because we don't get to do it all the time sometimes. So that's what life is. It's work and then enjoying yourself, work some more and then enjoying yourself. So that's kind of the positive way I look at it. We can all get a little bit bogged down, but through DOdaily and looking forward to the things I've got on next and enjoying what I do on a daily basis, living one day at a time, just gives me that opportunity to be positive about the things I've got. Great question, though. Sorry, I was just... Kay was just kind of threw me a little bit there. Kay says, we go again, coining one of my own phrases. Of course, we go again. That's what I always say. It's a case of just pushing through. And if you've got that attitude that we go again, you just build into the next one, aren't you? I talk about going to football. I talk about the park run vlogs and things like that. It just gives you something to look forward to. Already this week, we've been looking forward to the weekend and the park run. So it's absolutely brilliant. It's just a great way of just not forgetting what's happened, but just enjoying it all together. Thanks for the question there, Lee. Question 4, which is actually stated question 3. Looking forward to the Grand National this weekend. Do you bet based on form, name, or colours for that race? This is from Steve. It's great that I've got this question actually, because this weekend, tomorrow, one of the big things I'm planning is a Grand National theme race night at the local pub where I live. The place that I based the running club from are really helping me out in putting on a race night where people can come along, enjoy a bit of fun, a few friendly bets, nothing major. Just like I say, raising money for the charity me and Kay are running the London Marathon for. It's called Childhood First. If anybody would like to donate, I'm going to post a link in. I wouldn't normally say something like this for this, but we do a lot of work, for charity and put a lot of work into do running. And of course, I do daily and always trying to help others, making plans, arrangements, booking hotels. So I think it's only fair to sort of put that there. And if anybody does want to sort of support that, that'd be fantastic. Of course, no obligation. But the race night's on. I'm really looking forward to it. It's fancy dress. Not quite looking forward to that. I'm not the biggest fan of fancy dress. Kay absolutely loves it. And some of us do. So it's a horse-themed fancy dress. But it's the Grand National weekend. And whilst I'm not massively into horse racing and don't get it, I do like a bet on the Grand National. There's nothing wrong with that. Of course, if you are having a bet, please keep it sensible and only bet what you can afford. But I'll be doing a few things around that. I'll be having a few bets on the Grand National. I don't know a great deal about horses, to be honest. I try to read the form. I try to make sense of it, but I don't get it, if I'm honest. So if a name sticks out, if certain colours stick out, if something takes my fancy, I'll just have a bet on it. And they always say with the Grand National, don't they? It's the anybody can win it. So it's one of those. really looking forward to it. I do enjoy watching it. I enjoy watching the old ones. I was just talking to a friend today. We've all heard the names Red Rum and all these horses that have won in the past. And I enjoy watching them the night before on YouTube and things like that. So, just being a sports fan, that's a great weekend, and it's a great weekend for sport this week. Actually, one of my favourite sporting events, just adding it into this, is the Golf Masters. Probably as a single event, only second to football, and that's on all weekend, as well as the Grand National, as well as the Forest match and Liverpool Man City on Sunday. So massive weekend for sport. So hoping to get a bit of downtime as well after this event tomorrow. Really looking forward to those. I'll watch the Grand National after the Forest match. I'll have my bets on, but like I say, I don't really know what's happening. Probably have a go on a sweepstake somewhere. So if you're having a bet, good luck. Hopefully you pick out some winners and beat those bookies. But like I say, just going back to the charity thing, I will post that link. It's absolutely no obligation, but it's just we've got to raise quite a few quid, $3,000 for Childhood First to justify our places. But we really want to. It's a charity that is important. We've done lots of fundraising. It's kind of what we do. And we do a lot through running, like I say, supporting other people's causes. But with this one, we've never raised money for children before. Not that we chose it that way. It's just we've raised for other causes that have been important to us at the time. And whilst we haven't got children, the charity just supports children that come into the world in sort of terrible circumstances and need a good start. So if you could support in that way, that would be absolutely fantastic. Question there: what motivation your day? From Idor. I think what you're saying there is what's my motivation today? Just doing the things I've got to do, preparing for the weekend. I've done some coaching today, got the guys out, got a bit of a dead leg myself for some reason, so struggling a little bit with that. But like I say, started the week well, really sort of pleased with the fact that the diet's kicked in, really happy and sort of looking forward, getting this real uplifting event done and not out of the way. That sounds like I don't want to do it, but sort of getting through it, seeing what we've achieved from it, seeing how much we can raise, and then enjoying the things that I get to enjoy the weekend. That's my real motivation today. A bit of rest before giving it a real go again next week. And when I say rest, I'll still be doing my activity. I'll still be doing part one. I'm going somewhere new. Looking forward to that. Somewhere picturesque. It'll make for a great vlog. And then I've got the Forest match, and then perhaps on Sunday afternoon sit down and watch some sport before attacking that big Monday challenge again. So they're the questions, guys. Thanks to everybody for getting involved. Really, really great questions there. Of course, I always end on a throwback. So what I'm going to do today is go back to question one and what Jenny asked me there about the challenge. Spoke about it a lot throughout, but what's something you tried that was more difficult than you expected? And the reason this is a great question, I remember when I started running and everybody says, oh, it won't last, you won't do it for very long. But when I did get into it, lots of people started running and then stopped very quickly. They thought, if he could do it, I can do it. I was quite bigger than I am now even. I'm quite big now. But I was quite big at the time, so I get the impression people thought, if he can do it, I can definitely do it. But it's hard work. You have to persevere. It doesn't just come naturally. It's something you have to really work at. And this, having got the question about the 10K and thought about that, it gave me a great throwback idea of what's something you tried that was more difficult than you expected. I'll be honest, again, another one for me was doing a YouTube channel. It's absolutely hard work. It is so difficult. You've got all these ideas. I come onto these episodes, I've got all these ideas, I've articulated it in my head, and I completely forget it. But, it's supposed to be honest, it's supposed to be realistic, it's supposed to be real. and I'm just enjoying what I'm doing. So does it really matter? It's really, really tough, but it gets me out my comfort zone. It pushes me. The live ones, especially like a Thursday, and having to sort of manage the comments and do stuff like that. So that's something I find difficult. It doesn't have to be, there's no wrong answers to this, guys. So if you could sort of post something in, you might just inspire people just to keep trying. When I've said that running's never easy, it's never easy for me now. Why I'm saying that is because it is never easy, but it might just help somebody understand that it takes a lot of work. If they're going to do it, persevere just that little bit longer than they might, and they might come through it and absolutely love it in the way other people do. I wouldn't change it for the world. I'd go out and slog my guts out, it feels at the moment. For whatever reasons, I've been held up with it in the last couple of years. It's been tough. It's been tough, but when I get out there and get a good one in, I think back to one of the vlogs a couple of weeks ago. It was the one at Wormwood Scrubs. Check it out. It's in the playlist for the part 1 vlogs. It was an horrendous one. I was knee deep in puddles and mud. But when I sort of settled down and started trawling through it, I absolutely loved it. Put a smile on my face, and it made me remember why I love it. And when you get that feeling, it becomes addictive, and you want more of it. And that's why I keep going. That's why I keep working hard and trying to do what I do. So if you've got anything on that, guys, please pop it in any of the comments. Do it now. Take 2 seconds. Something will spring to mind. Or if you're watching after the live feed, please comment, and I'll pick all those out wherever you post your comments on any of the videos, any of that social media I mentioned there, or by emailing des@dorunning.org.uk. And of course, keep asking your questions. Absolutely anything. If you do feel the need to email me, lots of people have done that in recent weeks. And I always get back, like I said at the start of the episode, it's important for me to do that. If people are taking time to support me and watch what I'm doing, it's the least I can do to get back and respond to things. And I really sort of enjoy feedback. It makes you feel that little bit more worthwhile. I won't lie to you, it absolutely does. It's brilliant when you get that kind of thing. Just a comment coming in here again from Dawn. Running is without doubt the hardest thing I've ever done, or still do, but the benefits are just fantastic. And that's it, isn't it? It's about the reward at the end of the day. What it does for us, how it makes us feel, and all the sort of things. I say it all the time. For me, it's about mental health. It's about physique, how we look, confidence. It's just took me on a journey that I never expected. So what is it that there could be 2 angles to that throwback, to be honest. What's something you find more difficult than you expected? So what is it that you really found too tough, or what is it that you had to really, really persevere with, and you got through it, and now you absolutely love it? And that's what we're asking. So if you can get involved, that'd be brilliant. Again, it's just a way of supporting the channel, as well as giving it a thumbs up. Do that now. Don't forget, just do it down there. It's so simple. You've probably already done it now. It's that simple. And of course, keep subscribing. If you know anybody that might be interested in listening to some guy waffle on about what he does day in, day out, trying to help and support others, I'd appreciate it massively. If you're still a little bit unsure what this is all about, please check out the vlog from yesterday, Wednesday workout. Whilst I've been doing the part 1 vlogs yesterday, I actually decided to share an interview I did on local radio, where I was explaining the running group I run here in Nottingham, Do Running, and how I feel it's different, how I feel it can impact mental health, and how I deal with some of the negative sides of it. It's absolutely brilliant. Again, some amazing feedback from that. Really, really enjoyed doing it. It gave me a chance to explain things which I've not always had. I try and explain it through this, but I've got to get people here in the first place. So it went out to a wider audience, of course, and I really sort of appreciate being on the show, But those who've left nice comments, a couple of phone calls straight away to say that was brilliant. You know, it's really helped me think about this and put this into perspective. You know, so that's fantastic. So please do check that out. Really sort of proud of that and pleased with myself. And that's a real highlight this week. And again, something that sort of keeps me sort of ticking along and enjoying the things I do. Getting over those amazing weekends with more amazing things to come, with amazing things in the meantime. And that's what life's about, isn't it? It's about enjoying yourself, being positive, enthusiastic, and having fun. So until tomorrow, guys, have a great evening. Like I say, support me in whichever way you can. That'd be brilliant. I'll be back. Wake up to walk. Not quite sure what the plan is yet, but after being away at Blackpool last week, I'll be a bit nearer to home. Hopefully the weather's nice and I can really do one of those typical Friday morning efforts where I get somewhere and I can talk about where I am. I can talk about the week gone by, more about the weekend ahead, and really, really be positive at the end of another fab week. So until then, guys, catch me in the morning. Just doing it.